I start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Akbar. I am as the moderator for presentations today. The Honorable for Miss Setia Aryani, MPD, as our English teacher in English Lesson International Relation A. And my beloved friends from International Relation A. As we know, today in North Korea, they applied communist ideology. It makes North Korea has a lot of controversial issues like nuclear issues and so on. So what about wedding? And now we will talking about wedding in North Korea. First thing first, before I get to the presentations, let me introduce my teammates. Okay, next slide. Okay, thank you. Okay, the first is Radia Mutmainah, Muhammad Arsyad, Muhammad Akbar as myself, Ryan Ramadana Rahman, and Dandi Ahmad Rido. So, for the first slide is about family concept in North Korea will be explained by Dandi Ahmad Rido. So, for Dandi Ahmad Rido, time is yours.
Thank you, Akbar. And now I will explain about family concept in North Korea. In North Korea, family has two different concepts. First, a family consists of a parent and their unmarried children. This is a typical family that is born together by blood. But North Korea puts more emphasis on the second concept family, namely a socialist family, in which the father is the nation's supreme leader, the mother is the party, and their children are the people. The leader actually refers to as the dear father, will be epithel mother, is often applied to the party. Under this concept, entirely of North Korea society is viewed as one marriage family. Viewed as a one large family. Without parents, children cannot exist. So the North underlines that the public should show love and loyalty to their leader and the party, just as a children should respect their parents and serve them devotedly. North Korea prioritizes the socialist family over conventional families whose members share blood ties. Back in 1962, North Korea founder Kim Il-sung said in his New Year speech that it was necessary to turn the society into the great family, where members unite and live in harmony. Afterward, the concept of socialist family served as North Korea governing ruling, calling for people to be loyal to the leader and the party. But this is unusual concept. It is just a means of controlling the society. In general, North Korean citizens get married and start family, just like people in other countries. Professor Chang now talk about North Korean culture regarding marriage. Okay, that's all for me. Back to Akbar.
Thank you so much for the presentations. Thank you so much for explaining, Dandi Ahmad Rido, about family concept in North Korea. Okay, now we are going to the second slide. It's about wedding in North Korea. The wedding in North Korea, the second slide will be explained by Radia Mutmainah. So for Radia Mutmainah, time is yours.
Thank you. So I will explain about wedding in North Korea. In July 1976, North Korea's cabinet decided to encourage people to marry late because married female workers couldn't properly work due to childbirth and childcare. Under the instruction of their leader, Kim Il-sung, the nation began to adopt a birth control policy, allowing men and women to marry over 30 and 28, respectively. But beginning in the 1980s, the marriage age was gradually lowered. Currently, the minimum age for marriage is set at 18 and 17 for men and women respectively. So on average, North Korean men tie the knot in their late 20s or early 30s and women in their late 20s. In the past, relatives, senior officials at companies, or party members would arrange marriage for young couples. But these days, people prefer a love match to an arranged marriage. Uh, Ideal suppose conditions have also changed. Previously, those who worked at powerful organizations such as the State Security Department or Department of Social Security were seen as desired partners, but today high incomes are an important factor in determining future spouse. After finding their lifetime companions, they conduct wedding ceremonies in traditional way. Thank you. Back to Akbar.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Radia Butmayana, to explain about wedding in North Korea. And now we are going to the slide 3 about how is a wedding ceremonial in North Korea. Okay, the slide 3 will be explained by myself. Wedding ceremonial 1 in North Korea. For the wedding ceremony, North Korean brides are typically dressed in traditional garment of hanbok, which is called Joseon Atir in North Koreans. The groom usually visits the bride's house first to be treated with wedding food set and ceremonial table. And the bride then visits the groom's house, visit the groom's home for some ritual. For the wedding gifts, the grooms gives the bride clothes or cosmetics. In many cases, the groom is responsible for preparing a house. This is similar to South Korea. The bride, meanwhile, presents the groom with clothes or a rice watch. Brides are supposed to prepare 5 furniture places and 6 electronical products. The 5 furniture items refer to a wardrobe, a blanket bedding cabinet, a bookshelf, a cupboard, and a shoe closet. While the 6 home appliances are a TV set, a freezer, a recorder, an electric fan, a sewing machine, and a camera. Those who can prepare all these things are considered great brides. Wait, I have a problem. Okay. There is no specific hall in North Korea. Wedding ceremonies are held at bride's or groom's house, their workplaces, or a local cultural center. These ceremonies are attended by family, members, relatives, friends, and co-workers. Those who live in the big cities and well-off families rent a restaurant for a wedding. Some restaurants in Pyongyang are known to serve as wedding halls. Wedding gifts are exchanged on a wedding day, and the gifts vary according to the bride's and groom's living standards. Things needed for a wedding should be provided by the state, in principle. But in reality, people make all the necessary preparation themselves. At North Korean weddings, liquor is the most important ceremonial food. The state is also supposed to offer liquor on weddings and traditional holidays. But people purchase it separately because the amount given by the state is too small. Liquor, rice cakes, noodles, and corn are offered to wedding guests who give a monetary gift, corn or rices in a return. After wedding ceremony, the bride and groom visit the statue or the top leader in their region and enjoy their honeymoon at nearby tourist attraction or a resort for area for a couple of days. The state provides housing newlyweds. These days, many of them have to wait for a long time due to shortage of houses, but therefore some brides choose to live with the groom's parents. So that was my explanations. And next to the slide 4. For the next floor, for the slide 4 will be explained by Muhammad Arsyad. So for Muhammad Arsyad, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Muhammad Akbar. Before that, I'm sorry because I have a noisy voice. Let me explain the meaning of wedding ceremonial 2. Despite North Korea's claim, there is guarantees the right to freedom of religion. People do not really enjoy that right. Most of the North Korean people have a confusion belief that things will turn out well only when they serve their ancestors. This is why they are decided to traditional ancestral rites. Since the years of Kim Il-sung, the North has instructed people to simplify traditional ritual associated with the 4 ceremonial associations of Korea: coming of age, wedding, funeral, and ancestral rites. Yet, many North Koreans strongly believe that they should worship their ancestors in a proper way. They often save their own food or money to prepare for ancestral rituals. Uh, Jesa is an annual ritual held on the anniversary of the ancestors' death, while Chari is a similar ancestral rite but is held on major traditional holidays like Chuseok and Lunar New Year Day. For North Koreans, Kari is more important than Jesa, since the nations criticize Jesa for not conforming to socialist lifestyles and restricts it, while allowing people to hold Chari during traditional holidays. North Koreans mostly hold Jesa or Kari at their ancestor graves rather than at home. They do not perform confessional procedures like reading out a prayer and identifying the dead from a piece of a paper fixed on a table. They prepare food they can afford while setting the ceremonial table with great devotion. They honor and reminds about their deceased ancestors. Okay, I think enough. Thank you. I give back to Muhammad Akbar.
Thank you, Muhammad Arsyad, to explain the wedding ceremonial too. And now we are going to this next slide, or the last slide, is about family celebrations. The family celebrations will be explained by Ryan Ramadana Rahman. So for Ryan Ramadana Rahman, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Muhammad Akbar. I will play about family celebration. Many North Korean people, like South Koreans, are deeply devoted to their parents. People on both sides of the border share the same culture of tending for one parent with filial duty. North Korea has no Parents' Day, as there is only one parent, namely their leader in the nation. But the North still celebrates Mother Day on November 16. North Koreans highly value family love and filial devotion, even during extremely difficult economic times. Many North Korean family members stuck together and never lost their love for each other. It was not until 2012 that North Korea decided November 16 as Mother's Day. Before that, the nation only commemorated March 8 for International Women's Day. But since the designation of Mother's Day, many children in the North, like their South Korean counterparts, have presented carnation to their parents. Some devote children to cut branches of an azalea tree a week before Mother's Day and place it their parents' home so it can flower on the day. Also, like South Koreans, North Koreans had a memorial ritual for their parents after the death. Okay, thank you. I give back to Akbar.
Okay, thank you, Ryan Ramadan Rahman, to explain about family celebrations in North Korea. So that was our presentations today. Thank you for all of your attention. Sorry for a lot of mistakes from us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and goodbye everyone. Kamsahamnida.
Kan
Omongo.
sahamnida.